I think New Zealand's a good place to do climate change development sort of companies.
Okay, so New Zealand has been the best place for us to begin our startup journey. Generally because the market is easily accessible to us. It's like a test case of where we can work with those clients and actually speak with them on a more human basis and understand their problems and what kind of solutions they want to see, and engineer our product to that and develop it and refine it for then being used elsewhere in the world. And what's really important to us and useful and impactful for us is that we can actually reach people who are generally higher up in businesses and in government as well, because New Zealand sometimes feels like a big village, and we can definitely use that to our advantage.
I can definitely understand why we have this sort of developing clean tech, climate tech based ecosystem. We also just have a highly connected community of investors to founders and people actively reaching out to form those connections and backing those early stage founders.
We think it's really important to design clean tech here in New Zealand, so we design all our chargers in Hamilton. It's great because we've got great local knowledge and we can really keep that sort of design and build here in New Zealand. Yeah.
New Zealand is a world leader in the harnessing and use of geothermal energy for electricity generation. We were the world's first country to develop the resource in this way, and it's nice to build upon that history and provide new innovations in this area to increase the efficiency of the use of the resource.
One is that we're a very clean green nation, we're very outdoorsy, we're very well connected with nature, and therefore we really respect it. And we're looking for ways to help protect that. And the whole globe has a problem with nature, which is part of the climate crisis. The second thing is that because New Zealand is quite isolated from the rest of the world, we don't just copy things that are just available on our front doorstep. We have to sometimes innovate. As a culture, it's further to import things, so everything's more expensive, and we tend to look at what can we create with what we've got here.
For us, New Zealand ecosystem has been very good because it is reasonably small, so it is easier for us to understand who to talk to and to be introduced to the right people.
And also New Zealand's, for what we're doing, which is looking at climate change, New Zealand's highly vulnerable to climate change, and also our agricultural sector is heavily leveraged. So, we are certainly in the right place.
That we just simply have to do more with less, and that means that we're often thinking about things like recycling, how we can turn waste into products, and that gives us some unique perspectives and advantages where perhaps others in the rest of the world don't have those same constraints.
Yeah, I think New Zealand's an excellent place to start as a founder in a new business because it's not that big, it's ring fenced. We're surrounded by ocean. A lot of people know other people who can help and put you in touch with them. So it's great from that perspective.
Yeah, New Zealand is a great place to develop this technology, just because of that history of number 8 wire in the country. We can make a lot of things work with very little resources. So developing a new technology very quickly and efficiently is quite nice to be able to do that here.
New Zealand is in the fortunate position of having some of the world's best researchers in ocean-based carbon removal, and that's certainly something that we're leaning on. And in addition to that, we have a high degree of interconnectivity between people.
We're used to having to invent and solve challenges that are sometimes luxuries for the rest of the world. Sometimes we find that that's actually an innovative solution that hasn't been thought of elsewhere, and then we can scale that and take that to the world.
I don't think this is news to anyone, but New Zealand is a remote place. That means we have unique problems in New Zealand that need solving. That has bred, I think, an innovation culture in New Zealand, which makes New Zealand such a great place to launch clean tech technology.
There's also an attitude in New Zealand of people working together to get something done, to a common goal where we can all collaborate with each other. And I think our experience back in Europe is not necessarily that, where it's a bit more dog eat dog and you have to push your way forward. Definitely here in New Zealand there's an attitude of working together.
New Zealand is a great place to be building clean tech because we already have that name in the world. We're trying to show that we're a clean green image, and we can back it up with all this innovation, mainly because we are limited by our geographical space, and so we have been meaning to solve these problems with the lack of proximity to the rest of the world, and that kind of breeds a lot of innovation.